welcome to the Hodge Podcast, episode 4. I am your host, Steve Hodge, and joining me as always is my co-host, cousin, and lover, Kevin Hodge.
Oh, hello, everybody.
Me and Kevin both just bought Nintendo 3DSs, and we've been obsessed with them.
I like how you lead off with that.
Yeah.
I was actually going to say, if you led off with that, I was going to be like, yeah, this was the epitome of the... being employed so I have enough disposable income where I can be like, I don't need this at all, but I want it.
But I
want
to
and
play
like all
Zelda.
I really wanted was like, I want to play Zelda really bad. And so I was like, all right, so like all said and done, $250 to play Zelda again. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, but then it's not $250 to play the next one. It's just the extra $30 or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, I mean, it's going to be worth it. In the long run, but like for this week, especially, I just went out and bought it at lunch. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm going to buy it.
So, yes, welcome to our new video game podcast. We decided country music is no longer cool, so we're going to talk about video games.
Plot twist.
Take it, IGN. We're going to beat you. Not really. I only have 2 things in news, so I guess we could jump right in. First one, I told you we would probably discuss when I sent it to you. Luke Combs officially announced his debut full-length album titled This One's For You. Wasn't that the name of his EP also?
That was the name of his EP. I was going to say that as a thing that I was kind of like, is he just going to release the exact same EP? It does have like almost all the stuff from it.
Yeah, like there's like half the songs have already been released. Then there's a couple that are new. I don't remember what it was exactly.
Yeah, I looked at the track listing, and we've heard most of them, but there's still enough new stuff to check out. So should be good to listen to.
Yeah, hopefully, seeing as he's now very mainstream.
I was gonna say, like, I don't wanna rock the boat too much, but I feel very nervous that he is going to sell out super hard.
Yeah.
Because he went from not having any traction whatsoever to, like, having 19 million streams on Hurricane on Spotify. And, like, the more I listen to that song, like, I still love that song so much. But the more I listen to it, the more I think about how easy it is to go from that to selling out versus like having that be a more upbeat, up-tempo song and just having that be one of them and then having other good songs. And so I'm like cautiously optimistic. Like I feel like his album should be good because he shouldn't start out so terrible, but I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we'll do an episode on him. I'm thinking right when his CD comes out, we'll do an episode on him, but I mean, he has so many songs that are so bad and so many that are so good, so it's going to be a tough one. But, I mean, he also, I just went to his Facebook page, he has 127,000 likes now. When we liked him, he had to have had maybe 15,000. Maybe.
Well, shit, I remember when I found, because she Got the Best of Me is the first song that I heard by him, because it was just on my Discover. And I remember going to his page, and like, I want to say he was in the like, very low thousands on all of the songs, like including Hurricane had like, I don't know, 10.
Oh, I remember, because I remember we were listening
maybe.
to him when Hurricane came on Spotify.
Yeah,
because I remember, it was She Got the Best of Me, and then that song came on, and the only reason I listened to it, actually was because of the cover of the single looked cool.
Oh, yeah, because it's a dip tone, and it's great.
Yeah, and then I listened to it, and I was like, okay, this song's really good. But, yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, I'm scared of it, but obviously the music is one thing to be scared of, but that album cover is fucking atrocious.
Yeah, when you sent it to me, and you're just like, we're going to talk about this, I was just kind of like, I was looking at it, I was just like, it was from a text, you can't see the tone, but I was like, I really hope you were going to say that this is a fucking garbage-looking album cover, because I was looking at it, and I was like, it's trying to go, like, looking like a stained glass window is kind of what I gathered from it, and then the script of the album cover looks like it's trying to be, like, biblical Jesus-y, and I was just like, are you just, like, trying to look like Jeebus right now on the cover.
That's what got me. Is because it's the stained glass look with the title, like the Luke Combs is a stained glass, and then the title of the CD is in one of those little ribbons that you would see like Saint Peter or whatever on below the person, and it's in this gothic font. So I'm like, are you straight up going into like you're a saint, or is it obviously a church thing? But why?
Yeah, I did not get it, and so I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. Not to mention, it's one thing if it was just a stained glass, but it doesn't look good. It looks like it was made by
bad.
it was made, no offense, sorry Luke if you're listening, which I know you are. It looks like it was designed by like a senior in high school in a graphic design class, like his project that he is very proud of, but the teacher can't tell him it's bad because he's obviously just in high school, so he doesn't know what he's doing. Because I have projects from high school that look like that, which are really bad. Because
didn't he say in the video when he's announcing it that like he designed it too? Like I feel like I remember him saying like
maybe
either that like that I designed or like that I don't know. And so I wouldn't be surprised if he was just like I really want to design my album cover and then he did it and like it's exactly what you're talking about where he's just like it looks great and then you're like
yeah, like it's just bad. I hope. And I hope it's good. I hope the songs we haven't heard are good. I know he played them when I was in Indy, but I was already a bucket of beer deep, so I don't really remember them. I just hope it's good. And also the fact that, I mean, I know it's to get his name out there, but the fact that his first tour he's going on where he's opening for a big name is Brantley Gilbert.
Yeah, that's not good. But again, like if it's his first tour, I'm going to cut him some slack because he just wants to expand his
exactly. He's just trying.
Base.
Yeah. So I'm okay with that, but it's just I'm scared.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I mean we'll see. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully, I mean even though looking at the track listing right now, he has songs like Beer Can on it, which is a terrible song, and just.
It's a terrible song, but it's a great song.
Oh, it's like with the drinking songs we talked about 2 weeks ago. It's just a fun song, so I don't hate it. It's just when you listen to it, it's really bad.
Yeah,
I mean, the worst song he has is The Way She Rides. It's a god awful song, but yeah. So I'm hoping. Yeah, I just looked at it. 7 of the 12 are new. So 5 are old, and I'm pretty sure it's just 5 from the old EP. So
yeah, that kind of looks. Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's just the EP plus some.
Yeah. So maybe I guess it's not. So it's not terrible that it was called. I mean, though the cover of the EP is 10 times better than this CD cover.
Oh yeah, the EP cover is great.
It's just him standing there with just a very simple font of Luke Combs. This one's for you.
Yeah, even if they just took the picture that they had taken. For him to make that, stained glass looking son of a bitch, like if they would have just taken an actual photo there and not done the script, with the font thing, like that also would have been fine.
Yeah. I don't know, whatever. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah.
The only other thing I had for news was actually I'll say this at the end because it leads into our topic, so okay. I know you said you had some stuff.
I have some. It's not really news.
Wait. Hold on. You froze.
Yeah. So just a little bit for everybody who listens. What has happened every time we've recorded is that we'll be Skyping because we Skype and then talk to each other. And that's how we do it. We'll be Skyping and then I won't freeze at all. Like while we're talking, and then like after it's over, and we're just talking about the wrap up and like getting the actual podcast put together, I won't freeze at all during that part. But as soon as we start recording, it's like 5-10 minutes, and then my screen just freezes on his end, but I can't tell. Like he's still fine on my screen, so like I'm just going through this. Yeah, and so I'm sitting here like, oh, everything's fine, nothing's wrong, and Steve's just staring at a frozen
Yep.
of me with probably tarred face. You just got to deal with that for the rest of the show.
You just look like you just look like someone took a dump on your computer, and you're just sitting there like, like, what the hell, man? Yeah.
All right. Well, you can have fun staring at that for the rest of the time.
I will take video cutting out over sound cutting out any day, so that's okay.
But yeah, so I've got some things that are just like they're not news. It's basically just rant-worthy things that I ran into during the course of since we last recorded.
Yeah.
So yeah, here we go. The first thing I texted you about this, and I just said I just saw something. It's related to Keith Urban. We're talking about it. And so what happened was I was over at Jake's house because like I don't have cable, so I don't watch actual commercials. But this commercial came on for like some terrible sounding summer country thing. Like I don't know, like some festival or just something stupid in the summer. And Keith Urban's the headliner, and they kept going through these like videos of him performing live. And the thing it was just making me so aggravating. I can't even speak. It was making me so mad.
You're drunk.
Exactly. It was a long day. But the thing that was making me so mad was that it was like cutting between like two shows that he had done. And one of the shows, he was wearing a Sturgill Simpson shirt. And the other show, he was wearing a Waylon Jennings shirt. And like that would annoy me because I'm just like,
when he was a judge on America's Got Talent?
No, like he was actually performing wearing them. Like he was playing guitar, he was on stage. But the thing, it wasn't just that. Like that would annoy me enough as it is because it's like your music is not like theirs, so you can fuck off. But the thing that was so aggravating was that he had them cut into V-necks while he was playing. He had the neck cut into a V-neck, and he had the sleeves not cut off. They weren't a cut off. They were just cut higher so that they just looked like a stupid, terrible designer T-shirt. And he did that to not only a Sturgill Simpson shirt, which is kind of like, oh, well, he's new and he's relevant, but he did that to a fucking Waylon Jennings shirt. Yeah, so whenever we get to Keith Urban, you're going to have a fun time trying to defend him because everything I see and look at related to him is just bad news.
I'm not going to defend that. Because
I figured you couldn't.
That has nothing to do with him or his music. That's just a terrible fashion statement.
Oh, I'm just like, all right, so good luck trying to not say that you're a douchebag.
Well, because
like that.
At first I thought you were just saying that he was wearing the Sturgill Simpson shirt. Because I know when he was a judge on America's Got Talent or whatever, there was an episode, or The Voice, or whatever the hell it was. There was an episode where he was wearing a Sturgill Simpson shirt, but it wasn't cut into a gay little V-neck or anything. So
exactly. So like that was the thing. Like I saw it and I was like, this is dumb. But it wasn't until I realized that he had them cut into V-necks that I was like, oh no, we're talking about this.
Yeah, because at first I thought you were just going to get mad that he was the fan of them. I'm like, you can be a fan of them.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. And that if he actually does have good taste in music, like that is awesome. He chooses to not make it, but good for him.
Waylon Jennings is a fan of Metallica. He was friends with James Hetfield.
And I'm guessing he didn't cut Metallica T-shirts into V-necks and play shows with them.
Oh, you would think.
You would think. All right, so that was the first bit. I got 3 total, so that was the first one. The second one, so I had texted you earlier that I started turning on the country station in the Quad Cities on in the car because I was like, well, if I'm going to know, like I want to know more about these terrible songs that I always rant about anyway, so I'm going to turn it on every once in a while so I can hear some of these songs that I hate.
So you can actually know what you're hating rather than blindly hating something.
Exactly. And so I had it on over the weekend, and so over the weekend there's I should have looked up what the other guy's name is, but Kix Brooks does the country countdown on Saturdays.
Yeah, it is the top 40 countdown or whatever.
And then there's the older guy who does it on Sundays, and he's been doing it for like a long time. He's got a deep voice. Like you recognize it if you heard it, but it's like the same thing where it's like they're out of Nashville and they're recording the countdown.
Yeah.
And this is all I thought about as I was listening to it was like Kix Brooks doing this like segue from artist to artist as he goes down the countdown and like talking about. He was literally like talking about Dan and Shay, and I was just like, there's 2 ways that this could go. Either in Kix Brooks' mind, he's just like, no, this music's fine. I don't hate this. This is all good. Or, more likely, number 2, he's just sitting there reading the top 40 countdown, and he's just like, oh my fucking God. And so he's just like trying to think of shit to say to like fill a radio show. But all I thought about was for him and the guy that does it on Sundays, like they've been doing this for long enough that they've lived through eras where music is actually good.
Yeah.
Like, how can they go through and do that radio show and be like, no, let's go from Sam Hunt to Florida Georgia Line to Hunter Hayes? Like, how can they do that without just storming out of the recording booth and just being like, all right, fuck this, I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I think in their heads they're probably going, "Wow, this is terrible." But of course, if they were asked publicly, they'd have to do the PR thing of, "Oh, it's their type of music and it's what the people want, and if that's what they play, then I support them for following their dreams," or some crap like that, probably.
Oh, yeah.
But,
so I just was like, I don't know how they can do that without just losing their mind.
I know. I guess the paycheck is nice, so.
That's true. And I'm sure Kix Brooks is like, I want to still do stuff.
Yeah, if I was getting paid probably 6 figures to tell people that this crappy music is playing, then I think I would. I think I'd bite the bullet and be like, "Oh my God, have you heard Florida Georgia Line's new CD? It's amazing." So, hey,
oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's funny because I know we've discussed this way before we even did this podcast. Was if I was famous, I would sell out in a heartbeat. I don't even care.
Yeah. Money is money.
I mean, I would want to be like a Paisley or Church who still writes his own music, but if someone's like, "Hey, you want to do a commercial for Doritos?" I'd be like, "Yo."
That actually leads me into a different thing. When I was at Jake's, Matt Knoll was there. Shout out. And he said he was listening to our podcast, and as we were like just talking, the Brad Paisley Nationwide commercial came on, where he's like, it's like a nationwide song that he's like, singing and like wrote.
You want your man cave, Dave?
And Matt stopped and looked at me, and he's just like, if you guys ever want to do a podcast about like what the rock bottom of selling out as hard as possible is for an actual musician, doing that commercial right there is the definition. And so I told him that I would include it and that we were going to do a Brad Paisley episode eventually, so we can totally cover that. But that little bit reminded me.
That song was just atrocious. Well, because they have had other artists do it. Some blonde lady I know did one too, and she was a really good singer, and it was actually kind of more heartfelt. And obviously Paisley had to do his, "Hey, I'm funny, I sing funny country songs." So he's like, "You want to get your man cave, Dave? You better learn how to drive the RV, Steve," or whatever the hell. That terrible. Yeah, it's atrocious.
He's so good at songwriting.
But yeah, you know that's Brad Paisley's like, he probably wrote it the morning of, but yeah, that's like his, I gotta write a funny song, because I was looking through his, I mean, we'll get to it when we do this episode, but I was looking through kind of his discography, and the majority of his like really heartfelt #1 hits weren't written by him.
Interesting.
Like yeah, a lot of them weren't, which is weird. I mean, we'll get to it in depth when we do his episode. But yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, he writes almost all of his own songs, but like I know "Waiting on a Woman" wasn't written by him.
That's a really good song.
Yeah, I can't remember which ones, but yeah. We'll get to that. But
I got one more thing. So big spoiler alert breaking news thing. Carrie Underwood has another song on the radio, and get this, it's about a guy cheating on her.
Oh God.
But so this is what I actually wanted to talk about with that, was because I was talking to Kelsey, my sister, and she was saying that she listened to the podcast and was like enjoyed it and whatever, so we're awesome. But she was talking about like,
then people need to tell us, the other people, to listen to this.
No, well, she was talking about just kind of like how, she feels like female country artists do like this Carrie Underwood thing, and I was like, I agree. Like they do this one type of song, and then they just keep doing it over and over again. And like, so in Carrie Underwood's case, she is very talented at singing. Like, we can't take that away from her. She's very talented.
I have screaming country, but
But so like she boxes herself into a corner where she's like, all right, all I'm gonna make are like cheating songs, and so either there's a giant market for cheating songs out there, which I sure maybe, and then what happens because of this is when you think of female country artists and you think of Carrie Underwood, all you think of is like, well, all they can do is sing complaining songs about, dudes cheating on her, and that just makes her sound so shitty and untalented and all that. And I feel like it's really not fair to just female artists in general when they get that as their trailblazer. Like, okay, trailblazer in country music, Carrie Underwood sings 15 songs about a guy cheating on her while being happily married the entire fucking time.
Well, the happily married thing. I mean, that doesn't bother me as much when she's happily married because every country artist sings songs about ex-boyfriends or girlfriends and all that. So because it's heartfelt and you can't. Every song can't be like I love my wife.
12 number ones that are the exact same song.
Yeah. But I mean, of course, also the biggest thing with Carrie Underwood is most of her songs aren't country; they're just pop songs. But because I was thinking about that with. Like we were talking about Sunny Sweeney and how her songs. I mean, a lot of her songs are about exes and being single, but she also is single. I'm pretty sure. I don't know her personal life, but I'm assuming she is.
I mean, I feel like I don't know. She might be married because the song "Bottle by My Bed" she refers to her husband. I mean, that could just be.
She's also just an amazing songwriter. Oh no, she is married. I looked it up.
She's super talented, and her songs are great. And she does not get a radio presence, so instead you get 15 cheating songs by Carrie Underwood, and you're like, oh, I'm going to not listen to that because fuck that.
She got married in 2011. But yeah, so she's also the other thing is Carrie Underwood probably has every single one of her songs being written for her, which means that her label's coming up to her and saying, "Yo, Carrie, the girls love that song about keying your boyfriend's car, so we're gonna do another one about how much of a jerk he is."
Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, so it just so either record labels think that her and other females only want to hear cheating songs, and two are only capable of singing cheating songs.
Yeah,
and I just think that's horseshit. Because
girls are very, they're not very good people. They're all girls do is think about boys all day, so that's all they can hear.
Exactly, and that's what I was thinking about. And I was talking to Kelsey, who was like, you know what, you are completely right. That I don't really give a shit because all I want to listen to is good music. So I'm just going to dismiss you if you're shitty, regardless. Yeah. But if you were just listening to music, you'd be like, wow, how come all of these terrible songs by women are all about dudes cheating on them?
Yeah, I mean, and Sunny Sweeney even has some great ones. She has one that's about a guy, but it's the "But You Like Country Music," where it's just like you're a stoner who loves Ronald Reagan, but you like country music, so you're okay. And then the other song, "Everybody Else Can Kiss My Ass," where it's just like, I'm gonna go get drunk at this bar, play some Merle, and if you're not gonna join me, well, you can kiss my ass, pretty much.
I mean, you can those are cheating songs are not inherently bad. It's just you got to do more than just that. Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. But the other thing when you were talking about Carrie Underwood is it reminded me of again that Bill Burr thing from a few weeks ago where he was talking about, he goes, that song, it's just one of those songs that comes on the bar and every girl who's single gets together, they all sing it really loudly and they're like, woo, screw our ex-boyfriends.
I love because when you texted me that, I was actually what I was thinking of was the bit from Nick Offerman's stand-up special.
Oh yeah,
where he makes fun of Jesus Take the Wheel, where he's just like, woman driving the car with her child in the car, hits some black ice, starts to swerve, and her first instinct is to take her hands off of the wheel, throw them in the air, and proclaim, "Jesus, take the wheel." That's your instinct. Okay, cool.
I love it. Oh, God. But yeah, anyways.
Well, that's all I got for random things to rant about.
Yeah, we need to stop calling this news because it's more of just this is what's pissing us off right now.
Well, to be fair, I feel like it did kind of start as a news segment, and then we realized that we don't pay attention enough to actual news.
Yeah.
And we just see things and then rant about them.
Yeah, for everyone listening, we don't really pay attention to things. We just kind of hear stuff out of the blue and just decide that angers me.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so the
reactionary hot takes.
Yeah, so the last thing I had was like I said, we don't read the news, so I try and go on occasionally to read stuff, and I went onto this website called theboot.com, which I guess is a country news place, blog, whatever. On March 1st, they put out an article that said that Trace Adkins' new album, Something's Going On, is going to be the album of the month, or they labeled it Album of the Month of 2017, of March 2017, beating out Sonny Sweeney, Steve Mokler, and the Mavericks. And I was like, what? How? Like, I know you're not very for Steve Mokler, but how does this CD beat out Steve Mokler and Sonny Sweeney? How do you think that Sonny Sweeney is going to have a worse CD than Trace Adkins?
Yeah, well, that's the thing that's just ridiculous because Trophy by Sonny Sweeney is just a really, really good album.
It is a straight 10 out of 10 front to back album. That there's not a bad song on that CD. And when we talk about Trace Adkins' new CD, we'll let you know about the bad ones. Because they are there. They are there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that brings us to our topic of the week, Mr. Trace Adkins.
Oh, yeah.
Hit the theme. Yes.
It's our new theme.
It's
kind of it's actually my version of the sound when you pick up a star in Mario Kart, but you know. I started making noises, and I realized, like, oh yeah, that's what that is.
Oh God, we're stupid. Anyway, yeah. So Trace Adkins, we wanted to talk about him because he has so many great songs and so many not great songs. So he is definitely a good topic for if he's country, not country, or a sellout.
Yeah. So this is the first one where we're doing one where we're like gonna legitimately talk about songs that not just are like this one's not that good. Like no, this is bad.
Yeah, like because the two artists we've talked about so far, we've pretty much had our mindset going into them. Because they were pretty much very black and white artists of, yes, this is very good or this is very bad. With Jason Isbell, there is no bad.
To be fair, they were all just white artists, but you know.
We're only going to do white artists. Sorry, Charlie Pride, Darius Rucker, and I can't pronounce her name, Rhiannon Giddens. I can't pronounce her name. I'm an idiot.
Rihanna?
It's like Rhiannon Giddens. She's a really, really, really good singer. She sang Kill a Word with Eric Church.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very, very talented. But I can't pronounce her name because I'm stupid. Anyway, Trace Adkins. Born in Louisiana. He's an old man now. He started playing guitar at a very young age. Then, growing up, he played in a Christian band, but he was only a backup band member. I didn't read this, so I might get some of the details wrong, but I remember watching a documentary on CMT about him a couple years ago, and he was just like he just played guitar in the band. He wasn't like a singer. And one day on stage, they heard him singing along in like the background. They're like, "Whoa, was that you?" And he was like, "Oh, sorry, I'll keep it down." And they're like, "No, come up here and sing with us. You're amazing." So that's obviously how he kind of got discovered as a singer because his voice is crazy good. And then growing up, he went to college for football or walked on, but left after he got a leg injury. And then after that, he worked on an oil rig for a while. But I
didn't know that.
But the one thing about his life I wanted to definitely talk about is the amount of injuries he has suffered in his lifetime. He's a freaking regular 50 Cent.
I was going to say more like a Tony Romo, but you know.
Too soon. The Bears signed Mark Sanchez.
Nacho!
Jesus Christ, why? Anyway,
We can go over that at a different time.
yeah, God damn it. Anyway, yeah, like the artists, I like researching everyone because it's really fun when they have like a really cool backstory. Like Eric Church's life was pretty, normal. Jason Isbell had a really cool life, but I think Trace Adkins is one of the best lives. Like I loved watching his documentary because his life has been insane so far. He so of all of his injuries, at 17, he totaled his truck hitting a bus and punctured both lungs, broke several of his ribs, and lost a piece of his nose, which had to be sewn on later. And somehow he was fine. Yeah, and then through his working career, he had 5 workplace injuries, including a bulldozer accident, a tank containing a bunch of oil exploded while he was trying to fix a leak in it.
You were going to say a tank accident.
Oh, no.
Fucking tank. And I was like, what?
Yes, back when he was in Nam. No, it exploded while he was trying to fix a leak, and it crushed his leg. Then, while he was driving in Texas, he slipped on some ice, flipping his truck, and he injured his neck. And then he lost his left pinky in an accident when a knife slipped and went into his left pinky, and it got cut off, I think, or most of it got cut off, and they had to reattach it, but it would have just been a dead pinky. So he's like, "Can you just put it on at an angle so I can still play guitar with it?" So they put it in at like
awesome.
like a bent, so he could still play like the 5th and 6th strings. And then while he was working on an oil rig, he got caught in a hurricane. And I remember him talking about, just for fun, the winds were blowing so strongly that they would just go stand out there and just lean at a 45-degree angle because the wind would keep them up. So it was like, And I remember they also said, I didn't see it in an article, but I'm pretty sure he said, while they were hanging on to stuff, he was out there singing songs really loudly for everyone, like these religious songs, and everyone's like, listen to him sing or whatever. I might have made that up. I don't know. But the worst injury he's received probably in his life was when his ex-wife shot him through both lungs and his heart. And he survived somehow. The doctors told him
I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah. You didn't know that?
No.
No, yeah. He got he was in an argument with his wife, and in the
Needless to say, he lost that argument.
Yeah, in the documentary, he said, he was like, the one thing I wish I could have done was not say the stupid thing where I said, all right, fine, do it, because I didn't think she was going to do it. And then she went, bam, right through both lungs and one of his, a piece of his heart. And when he was in the hospital, the doctors were pretty much telling people to say goodbye to him because they just assumed he was going to die. And
usually people don't make it through the double lung heart shot.
Yeah, so yeah, that's usually not a thing people survive. So yeah, they gave him pretty much no chance of living, and well, as we know, he's still very much alive. And
at least when we're recording this, you never know what's going to happen.
No, live. Hey, he's all this stuff he survived. He can't die. he will live forever. And then some other bad things that happened to him was his house burnt down in 2011. Thankfully, no one was hurt. He drunkenly got into a fight with a Trace Adkins impersonator.
That's awesome.
That one makes me laugh. And then after that, he went to rehab because he was an alkie.
I did know that he did go to rehab for alcoholism.
Yeah, so I don't know. He might still be sober, or else he might be out and saying, "No, I can handle it." I don't know what he's doing because I haven't really kept up with his personal life too much. I just like those backstory things because he's gone through hell and back, and it's insane. But and then other than that, all I had really about his personal life outside of his music was he's been in a bunch of TV shows and movies. He's acting now.
The best bit of random information is that he's a recurring character on King of the Hill.
He is?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I haven't watched King of the Hill in so long. I did not know he was on King of the Hill. I just knew
a great show.
The really only one I know is he was the biker in Lincoln Lawyer.
Yep.
But yeah, that's really funny. But yeah, he's been what was his first CD came out in 96. But yeah, so unless you have anything else about him, we can go into his music.
Yeah, the only bio stuff I had was really just talking about his songs that did go number one and how that I feel like they're kind of surprising compared to other songs.
Yeah. Yeah, his first CD was Dreamin' Out Loud in 96, which had his first single on it, which was the third off the CD. Which I'm surprised because this ain't no thinking thing. That's what it's called. I don't really know that song.
Yeah, no, I mean I know it, and that's one I wrote down is the number one, like his first number one, and I was like in my head all I was thinking was like so that's off like the same album that Every Light in the House is on,
Which is a great song.
which is one of his best songs. And
Yeah.
I was like, that's not the one that like if he's gonna get a number one off of that album, like how is it not that?
Yeah, that does surprise me because I remember in the documentary they talk about how Every Light in the House was big, but yeah, it peaked at 3.
Couldn't close.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he didn't have a number one after that until Ladies Love Country Boys.
Yeah, and like that one makes sense as a number one. I mean, it's an entertaining song and it's not terrible, but like that's
Yeah, but his first CD to go number one was his 6th one, which is Songs About Me. That was the first one to go number one, and then Dangerous Man right after it went number one, and then Cowboys Back in Town went number one, but that's the last one he's had to go number one.
Interesting. I mean, I like of those albums that you said, I like probably Cowboys Back in Town the best.
Yeah, that's the same. My favorite CD by him is probably X or 10. I don't know what it's.
Yeah, no, I had the exact same thing written down. The best album, in my opinion, overall is 10 because that has like for as far as songs that I wrote down for favorite songs, it's got like almost all of them.
Yeah, that one is but yeah, because he's an artist. We're not going to obviously want to go through his discography because he's been playing for 21 years. So that's not what we're going to do with it. Because Jason Isbell, like, we went through just kind of the big ones, obviously. But with Trace Adkins, obviously, he has a lot longer career. It spans a longer time. Like, if we ever do an episode on Toby Keith, we can definitely not do his because he has a CD come out every single year. So there's not a chance in hell we could cover all of that. We would have to just cover the songs that are kind of keeping him relevant or less relevant than he was, and that kind of stuff.
So I would say, coming off of just saying I think 10's his best album, so we were just thinking of like favorite songs, and I think my favorite song by him is a song called The Stubborn One, it's talking about his grandfather and just kind of how he's stubborn and just like it does have a bit of a, I don't want to say laundry list because that's not the right verbiage, but it's like one of those where he's just like, my grandfather was like this, that, and the other thing. So like it does have that element to it, but I think it's really awesome. I like it a lot. Well, yeah, outside of that,
it's also just written really well because it's just like he's a stubborn one, and then it kind of ends with it saying like, "Oh, now I know why I'm doing this because I'm also the stubborn one because he takes after him." And it's a really because it's not just like a song that they have out there where it's just like, "My grandpa was the best. He showed me country music and fishing." It was just like it's that his grandpa actually formed kind of his personality rather than his interests, which is a very different kind of thing.
Yeah, and it just seems like it's more from the perspective of like kind of how he does things, but also like why, like what's kind of gotten him there kind of thing. But I really like that. But then the other songs I wrote for like, just top songs that I like a lot are I Can't Outrun You, which I know
it's my
favorite is your favorite. All I Ask For Anymore is a great song.
Another one.
And then the two military songs that I always listen to, basically back to back whenever I put them on, Till the Last Shot's Fired and Arlington are both really good songs.
I love Arlington, but I listen to Till the Last Shot's Fired a lot more.
Yeah, which is because that's a really good song. Till the Last Shot's Fired, it kind of goes from the perspective of a soldier in like a bunch of different wars. Yeah, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, that song is amazing.
And Muddy Water, I wrote that down.
Yeah.
Because that's a tremendous song.
Which is another one from 10.
Yep.
So that CD alone has so many... Like, yeah, that's definitely my favorite of all the CDs. Because honestly, before 10, the album I listened to the most was his greatest hits, which just had songs from his first, 5 or so CDs.
Yeah, because he really didn't have I would say, kind of like a complete album where you'd actually want to listen to all of it. He had like the thing going where he's got like, all right, so here's the best song from this CD, here's a bunch of filler, and here's some pretty decent ones.
Yeah.
And then 10 was where you like, if you look at it from like start to finish, really is just a very put together good album.
Yeah. A funny, or not funny, thing about Trace Adkins, actually, I just thought about this, is I'm pretty sure I can't think of his name right now, and I hate it that I can't think of it. My dad would know it, and he's listening to it and probably yelling it at his phone if he's listening, is the guy who he nominated for the Batavia Hall of Honor, which is, for a listener, that's my old high school, who he nominated. He plays guitar in Nashville for a lot of artists. He plays with Trace Adkins.
Yeah, Oh, really?
Yeah, the ones that stuck out to me were Trace Adkins and Kenny Rogers is who he plays with. Which is awesome. I can't think of his name right now, and it's gonna drive me crazy because it's awesome.
Well, by the time that this goes up, I'm sure your dad will tell you.
Yeah.
Or if he listens to this, he will tell you.
Yeah. And
we can give him a shout out on the next one.
Well, because obviously I'm not going to put any hopes out that this would happen, but when I go to Nashville, I want to meet him, and I would love to get an interview with him. And that would be like a special episode, just
like
talk,
a real show,
like an actual. We would be a legit podcast at that point, but that'd be so cool to talk to him about his career of just playing with bands in Nashville, and he plays with a lot of like bluegrass bands and stuff, and just goes around touring with just random people and plays. And he teaches guitar, and it's just awesome. And I really want to talk to him and kind of, chew his ear off about his career. But
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I would hope that could happen sometime, but obviously I'm not going to hold my breath on it because I'm sure, one, he's very busy, and two, I don't want to bother people because we're not a very popular podcast.
No,
so
I
don't
hit them with the facts. We've got
Yeah.
I think 15 likes on Facebook.
Yes.
We get an average of 10, 15 people to listen to each episode, so you'll be really expanding the amount of people that listen to your music by a factor of 15 people.
Yes. That's all I need in life. But though seriously, it's 15 more people than I ever thought, so I can never be too happy with the fact that people do that. I cannot believe anyone listens to our freaking podcast. But anyway, that CD, and the other one that obviously we listened to a lot was Cowboys Back in Town.
Yep, because when that came out, we were in high school probably, I'm guessing.
I think I had just graduated. No, it came out you had just graduated high school.
Okay.
It came out August 2010.
Yeah, so I just remember I bought the CD because it was good, and I just would have it in the car a lot. And it was just one of those I liked it a lot from start to finish, but now looking back on it, there are a handful of songs where I'm just okay,
that
that's
are just
actually
really bad.
kind of crap.
Yeah.
But I didn't know any better at the time. I was young.
Well, because I remember, when we would drink, we would listen to "Hold My Beer," which is really stupid, but it's entertaining.
Song.
The song I never cared for is "Brown Chicken Brown Cow" because that song is just dumb.
It's
I'm looking at it because
stupid.
I remember I'd listen to because I remember this came out. I was working for the city, so I would just be in the graveyard and I'd have this on repeat, and I would almost always skip "Brown Chicken Brown Cow." Let's see what else. "Don't Mind If I Don't." I always skip that one. "Ala Frickin' Bama" and "Whoop a Man's Ass."
There's
I skip those songs pretty much every time. Because it has good songs like "Cowboys Back in Town," which I know is one of your favorites.
Yeah, I love that song.
Oh, he actually co-wrote that song.
He wrote a song?
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like that's a good segue into that idea. So, I feel like when you look at his albums and just kind of all of his songs in general, this should be a good segue into the shit songs.
Yes.
Like, it's so obvious, in my opinion, that he doesn't write songs because there's no way he could have this many different, like, directions that are, like, so harsh. Like, you can't have such really good songs and such, like, absolute dog shit songs and, like, be the one who wrote them all. Like, there's just no chance.
Yeah, and we wouldn't be doing this podcast justice or any of our listeners justice if we didn't talk about the peak terrible song that is on the achy breaky heart levels of terrible country songs, which is Honky Tonk Badonkadonk.
Which is you would say that.
Yeah, because it is legit. Like it's still a song that if it's thrown on while we're at a party, I don't care because it's dumb and it's upbeat. But it is one of the worst songs ever.
Fucking horseshit.
It's
terrible
atrocious. Song. I mean, it ain't Gooch or Sam Hunt quality bad because it actually has musical talent to it. It's just the lyrics are so stupid.
And how about it being on 2 albums in a row? He put it on Songs About Me, and then he put it on Dangerous Man. Well, because like, you know what people really need more of? Honky-tonk, badonkadonk.
Well, because wasn't the second version of it like a hip hop beat?
Yeah, it was like they sped it up and made instead of having it like be a real guitar riff, it was just kind of like a faster, more synthed guitar riff, and it was just like you took an absolute dog shit and then you just smeared more shit on top of it.
It was a dog turd, and then he lit it on fire.
And then he didn't stomp it out with his boots. He just let it burn on his porch for fucking 2 albums.
Could you say it got lit?
Oh, you fuck. Which then brings us to another song. He has a song called Lit, which he released at age 55, because that's how old he is now. Like, fuck. Like, I don't know even what to say other than, one, this song is just absolute shit. It's so bad.
I just remember like months back when it was released, I remember sending you like a screenshot of it or something. I was like, really? This? And then you're like, I will never listen to it. And then, of course, this past week when we're getting ready for this podcast, we're kind of listening to his new songs to catch up. And I just remember you text me like, oh, God, this song is terrible. And then you listen to another single and he goes, this one's even worse!
Yeah, the other song that I listened to was the song Jesus and Jones, which is
that
fucking garbage.
Yeah,
and I was just sitting there like, it was a bad stretch of about, 7 minutes because I went from Lit to Jesus and Jones, and I was just like, I told myself that when like Spotify happened and I didn't have to listen to terrible music ever again, that I wouldn't do this, and now I'm sitting here just like,
I think you released a couple more onto Spotify because I don't remember these other ones.
What are they called?
Still a Soldier and If Only You Were Lonely.
I have listened to If Only You Were Lonely.
Oh wait, no, I did listen to that
one time.
Bad. It
bad. Wasn't good. It wasn't. It wasn't lit level of just like.
Never mind. I did listen to him. I just forgot about them because they were so just who cares.
Yeah, exactly.
But the shining beacon of hope from the singles that have been released from this new CD is Watered Down.
Yeah, and Watered Down
is a
legitimate
so
good song.
Good. I love that song. It is so good. But I'm looking just through his like discography, and pretty much, I guess we could just answer the question now. We're not done with it, but we can answer it now. If he's country, not country, or sellout, I have to say sellout because I want that to lead it into the next kind of segment. But that's what I say.
I have sellout as well. And I wrote 3 points down on why he has to be a sellout, despite having, like we talked about, so many good songs. even like including Watered Down off of the new album being a good song.
Yeah.
First thing is, like I said, it's so obvious that he doesn't write songs and doesn't write his songs. So like that, like you just because you don't write songs doesn't mean you're a sellout. George Strait doesn't write songs.
Yeah.
So like you don't have to have that. But when it's like so obvious and you go all over the fucking place in terms of the quality, like that's a big negative. 2, he has a song called Lit, and he's 55.
Yeah.
And it's a piece of shit. And
Lit's a piece of shit. Rhymes.
See, I could write songs. Lit shit. Yeah, as long as I can leave every rhyme with a swear word, it'll be fine.
Yes.
And the last thing I said was like he's one of those guys where I legitimately just like stopped listening to him because he had so many songs that were like meh and then bad, and like I was like, I don't even care.
Well, because
if you have those things, like it's just selling out. Like that's what it is.
Yeah, if you like kind of before Watered Down, the last song I really listened to by him, like regularly, was Just Fishin'.
Yeah, and I didn't,
which is 6 years old.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, and I mean, I thought it was a pretty decent song, but I still also was just kind of like, like is this another like
it wasn't.
Bland.
Yeah, it's not like his other songs were what I still listen to this day, but it was one that I heard multiple times, and it would be on playlists occasionally, and I didn't mind it, but because I'm looking through his CD from 2013, Love Will, I know I listened to it, but I can't remember a single song from it because it was just so, Yeah. Like I don't remember. I want to say When I Stop Loving You was a song I listened to because it sounds familiar, but other than that, I don't. And then I'm looking at the one that Just Fishin' was on. I don't know a single song from that either.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't think I know any songs like off the top of my head between Just Fishing and then the new stuff that I had to listen to so that we could do this podcast.
Oh, well, actually, I'm looking at Proud to Be Here. On his deluxe edition, he had 2 songs, one of which I still do actually listen to. The other one is, your face is moving again.
Yeah, no, I realized that while we're doing this, I can totally just click my video off and on, and then it'll just go back to working. So
good job.
Yeah, so 4 episodes in, I realized how technology works.
But his Proud to Be Here deluxe edition, he has a song called Semper Fi, which is actually a really slow song just about being a Marine. Obviously, he was never a Marine, so I don't really understand that logic. But and then he had a song that was really dumb, but I used to listen to it. I don't listen to it anymore. It's called Damn You, Bubba, and it's about a guy. That
sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's really dumb. It's just pretty much just about like this guy named Bubba who comes in and like steals his girl at the bar, and he's like he applied for a job and Bubba got the job. And he's like, "Damn you, Bubba!" And it's just like it's a really dumb song. And then at the end of the song, if you find out that Bubba is his older brother. And it's dumb, but it wasn't like an atrocious song. It was just really stupid. But yeah, like that's it. And then yeah, before that it was Cowboys Back in Town a year earlier, and that's really the last time we really.
Well, that's the last time that I really ever listened to him until we were going to do this podcast, and it was like, all right, time to dig it back up.
Oh, one song actually 2 songs I can't go without saying. 3 actually. I'm looking at his 2060 Dangerous Man, which is what's the Stubborn one is on. That CD also has I Came Here to Live.
That's a good song.
Good song. Swing, yeah, it's a terrible song. That's on.
I was just saying,
that's on the bad.
Swing is fucking bad.
No, yeah, it's bad. I Want to Feel Something. It's a great song. I don't know if you know that one.
I don't even know if I do.
I just want to feel something I read. I don't know. It's actually really good. It's just pretty much a song about like how he's
talking about dicks.
It's about like how he's become jagged in life and stuff, and it's like I want to kind of feel love again.
That's decent.
I'll add it to the playlist. I definitely suggest you check it out. And then my all-time favorite from that CD, it's actually I think probably. Yeah, it's got to be my second favorite song by him, or third maybe behind Till the Last Shot's Fired, is High.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about that song. As I was flipping through after I had written
song.
down my notes, and I was like, that is actually a really good song.
Yeah, that's one that I just it's like a well written song, but it's also a feel good song. So like that's one I can play on while just driving, and it's like with the windows down. Well, because it's like one of it is driving down the highway on a Saturday, knowing I got nowhere to be and all that. Like it's an amazing song, and it's about like being sober. Technically, it's like he gets high. Being on stage singing and gets high doing this. It's not smoking or drinking to do it, and it's a really good song. And then the only other song I really wanted to talk about was another song from Cowboys Back in Town, but it was from the deluxe edition only, was Between the Rainbows and Rain.
Okay, yep, I do know that one.
That's another one that I really, really love. Like, these are songs that we'll add to the playlist so anyone listening can listen to, because pretty much I don't think any of the songs we talked about except Watered Down and Muddy Water and Every Light in the House were singles. Every other one was...
And you probably wouldn't know Every Light in the House because it is such an old song.
Yeah.
That's one of them where you would not... I mean, if it was just thrown on the radio amongst other things and they didn't say who it was, like, you might not actually put two and two together.
Yeah, because Just Fishin' was a single. Like, I'm kind of looking through his thing right now. Because from Cowboys Back in Town, his singles were Freaking Bama, which peaked at 49. Congrats. This Ain't No Love Song. I do like that song.
I do not like that song.
Really? I do like that one.
I don't.
And then,
I honestly just want to know, it's one of those songs where maybe I just have a stupid reason and then I just kind of keep going with it and whatever.
like every song you hate?
It's just because the whole crux of the song is it's not going to be something you hear on the radio, and it's a fucking single. Like, he put it on the radio. The point of that song was to go on the radio.
Yeah. That's a
just
dumb reason.
Spiked
but yeah.
the fuck out of my mic right there.
But yeah, and then the only other single from that CD was Brown Chicken, Brown Cow.
Yeah, that's not a good song.
I'm looking at his Watered Down. All I Ask For Anymore. That was
That's
single.
a good song. That's a very good song.
You're Gonna Miss This. Oh, I forgot. I have to bring up this song because this song was one from high school. I Got My Game On. It's such a dumb song, but
I was just say I don't really like that song.
No, it's really bad. But when I was in high school, when I was in Mr. BHS, and we did like which is for anyone who doesn't know, it's like pretty much one of those male pageants that's for charity or whatever, where you do like the suit, the swimsuit, and the talent portions. And for the suit, literally everyone pretty much went out to like a rap song in their suits, like, yeah, look at how cool I am. And then I go out to I Got My Game On. I got my game on. But yeah. Anyway. That's really all I got about that. So yeah, my favorite song, I guess we could just list them again. They'll be in the playlist, but yeah, I Cannot Run You is by far my favorite. And the stubborn one is yours.
Yep. And then I would say I Can't Outrun You would be number 2 for me.
Yeah, because I just remember the first time I heard that song, it literally gave me goosebumps. It's just so hauntingly beautiful. It's because it's just the piano and the cello and his voice, and it's just so good. I remember I listened to that song on repeat for a while. I had a playlist on my iTunes. It was that song and one other song, and it was just those two I listened on repeat. Because I remember it was when I was at ISU, so I was walking to class, and I would have those two on repeat. I can't remember what the other one was.
You didn't go to class.
Hey, I went a couple times. Hey, I had C's in some of my classes when I dropped out. Yeah. Did we? I don't know if we mentioned. Did we? I'm tired, so I forgot. Did we mention "Help Me Understand"?
No, we did not.
Oh, that's another one. That's another really old one too. I think that's from actually his very first CD.
What?
No, it's from. I think it's from Chrome actually. Chrome. Yeah, it is. It's from Chrome. That song. It's just a nice piano song. It's gorgeous. It's like pretty much he's breaking up and he's like, help me understand what's happening now kind of thing. Like, how am I supposed to live help me understand how I do this. It's
Help me,
really
Jeebus. Jesus, take the wheel.
Jeebus, take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel.
Now say that your girlfriend's cheating on you and you've got a number one.
You mean boyfriend? Well, who am I kidding? It's 2017. It could be girlfriend too.
I was saying to you specifically.
Oh, but, yeah. Yeah, Lauren's in Florida right now, so she's found some guy who she's talking to, I'm sure.
Damn it, Lauren.
Damn you, Lauren. Just kidding, I love you.
Damn Loch Ness monster.
Goddamn Loch Ness monster. But yeah,
right, so what did you want to transition into? I feel like we were trying to transition, and then we didn't.
Yeah, because we've answered the question you saw. Well, because we could transition that into, because, the thing that makes a seamless transition is by mentioning the transitioning all the time, which we're really good at. But that could lead
Just
into...
so that you don't see that it's coming.
Yeah, that could lead into albums coming out this week, which is Trace Adkins' new CD, Something's Going On, which... Oh, by the way,
something's going on.
Jesus and Jones was co-written by Tyler Farr, so it's got that going for it.
Yeah, well, it's a terrible fucking song.
I know. That's what I mean, because Tyler Farr.
He has definitely some terrible songs. So
we definitely have to do a Tyler Farr episode because our liking of him plummeted very fast.
Oh yeah, that was hard. But also though, like when I look back on it, and we won't get too much into it, but like honestly, when I look back on it and I listen to his first album, like there are a lot of pretty shitty songs. On that first album.
I mean, there was when we first were listening to it too, and I knew that, but there were some that I just still really liked.
Yeah, but like I liked it a lot more then than like even if he hadn't released that second album. Like I still going back looking at his first one would be like
yeah. Yeah, it's just there's a lot of songs that we'll talk about where we are just like, why did we like that?
Yeah.
But
young and stupid.
The answer is college, because those were drinking songs and they were party songs, so everyone could listen to them. But yeah, that, and then another CD. He hasn't released this song yet, so I don't know if it's good or bad. It's a song on the CD called "I'm Gone," which was written by Craig Campbell. Oh, so I'm hoping it's good because I love Craig Campbell.
Yeah.
Well,
hopefully he releases an actual album sometime soon.
I'm pretty sure he announced.
Because like remember when you came out and we saw him in Rock Island, and it was awesome.
When we were front row because there was like maybe 50 people there.
Yeah, it was just insane. He came to Rock Island and he was in a park and we were like right there. But he played. I can't remember what the hell the name of the song is, but he played some song that he was going to be like, oh, this is going to be a new single. And it hasn't been released as a single, and I haven't heard it yet. And it was really good, and I feel like an idiot talking about a song that I can't remember what the hell the name is. But there was some song that sounded awesome. I was like, all right, so release a new album.
He played a couple, I remember, that were really good.
Yeah, but there was one that I remember in particular that was amazing.
Yeah, he hasn't announced the release of it yet, at least according to his Wikipedia page. But one thing I did just find about Craig Campbell is that he was a guest single on a song called Back to Georgia by your favorite band, The Lax.
Oh, good God.
Why? Why did you... Money. Who am I kidding?
All right,
Money.
everyone, The Lax is... I don't even want to say a band because that's giving them too much credit for music.
They're just two really bad rappers.
Terrible white rappers who rap... Not even rap, because that's giving them too much credit still, to, like... this bro country noise shit, and so they're basically like, take Colt Ford, who is fucking garbage, and just make him way worse, and that is what this band is.
Yeah. Oh my god! I just while you're done with them, I went to the Lax Wikipedia page. Do you know what the Lax stands for?
No, I do not.
It's short for loud ass crackers.
God damn it. Like, I literally thought they couldn't get any worse in my eyes. Like, I thought that they had already hit rock bottom, but no. There was a lower level.
That's bad. Yeah, but, so that CD's coming out. Obviously, Trace Adkins. Next one is, I wanted to mention this because I forgot to write it down, which I hate because it's good. Was on March 17th. For some reason, I haven't included the albums that came out that week. Lindy Ortega's new EP, Till the Going Gets Gone, came out.
Oh.
Which I did not know that. I don't know why I didn't know that, because I follow her on all the social medias, and
Fuck you.
and yeah, and so that came out. I listened to it earlier, and it's goodly. My favorite song by her is still "Tin Star," though, which is an older one. But yeah, that EP came out, and it also she has her own version of "Waiting Around to Die" on it.
Oh,
But obviously, Whitey Morgan's is better.
so good.
Yeah, but outside, yeah. So I wanted to hindsight mention that one.
Random thought. I don't know why this popped into my head, but when you had talked about Derek Ryan the first time, and you said that he did, what is it, Diamond Rings and
Old Barstools.
Yeah, that is totally a song that Tim McGraw did.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised by that, because yeah, a lot of his songs on Spotify are covers of other songs.
Yeah.
But
I just wanted to throw it out there because I remember you said that, and I was just
Yeah.
like, I feel like that's a Tim McGraw song, too.
Yeah, I know you had said that then too, and it didn't surprise me, because yeah, he does cover. Oh, speaking of Timmy McGee's, we could have done that during the news, but him and Faith Hill are both going to Sony or something like that, and they're going to release like a duet album of all their songs, and touring and all that's going to be together. Yeah, I don't know when that CD's coming out or whatever, but I guess that's happening. Anyway, other CDs coming out Friday are the Mavericks new CD, Brand New Day. Do you listen to the Mavericks?
I don't think I have.
I think they're older. It's weird though, because they don't sound super country. Like, it sounds like 60s rock, kind of like Spirit in the Sky type music. It's weird. Like, it's good. It just doesn't sound super country to me, so I was kind of confused as to why it was under the country label. But then again, I'm confused as to why a lot of music is under the country label these days.
That's the point of the show.
Yeah. So I don't know, if you like the Mavericks, then hey, they're coming out Friday. A guy named Rodney Crowell is CD Close Ties. He's a very old school folk country. Like, he sounds kind of like Dylan-ish. Like,
Yeah, I do know that guy. I just can't think of what song I would have known from him.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of it too. I can't think of it, but yeah, I was listening to him a little bit earlier. He's got some very good song. His number one, his most popular on Spotify is "I Walk the Line." So I don't. So yeah, I don't know if that's a thing, but he. I'm just kind of looking it up. Yeah, Johnny
This is
Cash
a great segment right now.
I know. I'm dumb. Well, because I was thinking, because I know a lot of old artists, they didn't write their own songs, but Johnny Cash did write "I Walk the Line," so it wasn't written. I was thinking maybe he wrote it and then did his own version, but no, Johnny Cash wrote that song.
Good.
But yeah, so I don't know. But the songs I listen to him by are good, so I'll probably check out the CD. But I'm going to kind of say my pick of the week. I don't know if I've said I was going to do that or not, but I'm going to right now.
Too bad, it's happening anyway.
Is a guy named Jared Birmingham. It's Jarrod, not Jaeerd. His CD All About Me comes out Friday. He doesn't have any of his songs from it on Spotify right now. I don't know if he has any online, but he has a song. I listened to some of his songs from he has 2 CDs on Spotify. And he has a song his most popular is called "Jesus and Johnny Cash," and it features Kevin Fowler. And it's very like Texas country. It sounds like kind of Kevin Fowler. It's very twangy, kind of. It's not fake at all, but I really liked that song. I added it to like all my feel good kind of playlists that I have of country music, where like they're ones you'd listen to while you're drinking, because they are very upbeat songs, and so I will definitely be listening to that CD when it comes out, because I'll add like the 2 songs I really like by him to the Hodge Podcast playlist, because they're good, and when his new CD comes out, I'll listen to it and add anything that I like from it to the...
Follow our playlist.
Yes, follow the playlist. I don't know if anyone has. I haven't really looked at my Spotify.
I don't even know if I did.
Wow, Kevin, way to support our own podcast.
I know that at one point
there's
I
one
tried to search
follower.
for it. I was like, is it me?
No, I don't know. I can't look at it.
Oh, I was going to say, because I know that I tried to search for it and I couldn't find it right away, so I don't know.
But on good news, my Heartfelt playlist has 109 followers.
God, you're such a douche.
You're just jelly. You're a jelly felly.
What?
What? Okay, puzzle. But yeah, so that's my pick of the week, Jared Birmingham. So I suggest you check him out as well, Kevin.
No.
But yeah, so that's all that's really coming out. I mean, I saw there were other ones coming out, but I just deleted them. I had written them down, and I just erased them because they weren't good. So, and because
Which is good, because I feel like if we're gonna talk about stuff that's coming out, it should be like listen worthy, or like.
Oh yeah, that's
if it's someone absolutely garbage and I can make fun of them for a while.
Well, yeah, like I will announce whenever Sam Hunt or whatever has a CD come out. I'll be like, yeah, that's coming out this week. She's totally listen to it. But
it's a deep fried turd.
But yeah,
baggy.
But if it's a nobody that you've never heard of, then what's the point of me announcing it? So because really what we want to let you know is the CDs we think are worth checking out. So. I mean, and then obviously I don't want to just do ones that only we like, so that's why I kind of name other ones like the Mavericks and stuff, because there might be people who do like them, and I want to let people know that those are coming out too. But if I think it's actual garbage, then no, I'm not going to say that's coming out because I don't feel like promoting crappy music.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's all for this week. So do you
jamming out?
Yeah, what are you listening to? That's what I was going to.
I
meant that. No, I meant that was it for the CDs that are coming out.
I thought you were about to Good Charlotte me. I'm like, no.
No.
Yeah. So I texted you this because I wasn't listening to a lot of country this week. So one of the I really like legit like hard rock and kind of metal, not the screaming stuff because it's
no screamo. That's not music
because it's not good. It's such a good song. No, so one of the bands I actually like a lot is called Mastodon, and they got a new album coming out at some point, and so I've been jamming out to a lot of their music. But I was listening to it as like me and Steve were texting about just like this upcoming podcast that we're doing now, and I'm just like, I haven't really listened to that much country, so I guess I'm just going to tell everyone, hey, you should listen to Mastodon, and it has nothing to do with the podcast.
Well,
but
yes,
I did over the last couple days was just flipping to other things, and I've been listening to, at least for the last couple days, is Sonny Sweeney and Will Hodge, because what always happens is I'll listen to
is it Hodge?
The song. It's gotta be Hodge.
I say Hoagie because it makes me laugh.
It's spelled H-O-G-E, so everyone else can
but
try to figure out.
H-O-D-G-E, which is right.
It doesn't need to be. There's a guy on ESPN, Merrill Hodge, and it's H-O-G-E. That's why I say Hodge.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't watch ESPN because I hate them, because all they do is suck the Patriots' dick.
Okay, so there's that. But I was listening to them. So Will Hodge and Sonny Sweeney, because what I do is I always listen to the song "My Bed," which is the two of them singing it, and it's a great song. And so I'll always have that one come on, and then I'll be like, okay, I gotta listen to like some of my top songs from each of them. And I feel like we should do a Will Hodge album where you can call him Hoagie the whole time. It'll be hilarious. So those are the people that I would say as far as just jamming out to. We've already talked about Sonny Sweeney like a ton, but she's great, so do it. And Will Hodge is great, so check him out.
with Will Hoagie, I love the song by him. All right, I'm forgetting. I'm an idiot. Growing Up Around Here. I love that song.
Yeah, I think that song, Little Bitty Dreams, is tremendous.
Yeah.
I really like the song Still a Southern Man, which is basically just like a call-out song about how the Confederate flag is kind of not great. But, yeah, so he's really good. So I was thinking, all right, I can't only talk about some random metal band that most people have never heard of. Listen to Will Hodge and Sonny Sweeney.
I'll add the Sonny Sweeney one. I'll add any other else when we do an episode about them, but... because, like I said, obviously, And if anyone has listened to the playlist, it's songs that we've kind of gone into. It's not ones that we just kind of mention in passing. It's really just kind of ones that we actually want you guys to hear.
Well, I actually want people to hear things.
Yeah. Anyway, what I was listening to was Alex and Brooke, or Alex and Beck Crook, whatever.
Yeah, the Australian people.
Alex and Beck Crook, yes. Because I know I had mentioned them twice, pretty much, that they had stuff come out, and I finally found them on Spotify. For some reason, you have to search 21 Nights, which is what the name of the EP is, to find it, because for some reason their name on Spotify is just Alex.
Huh.
And yeah, I don't know why. I think something messed up where they just imported it wrong, because it's just Alex. But if you look 21 Nights, you'll find it, and it's really good. It's not like Southern country. Obviously, they're Australian, so they do that, but
it's like really south.
It's very it's the farthest south we've listened to. It's really like kind of folk indie type music. It's not super country, but I enjoy it. So obviously, I'm not saying listen to this because it's on the same level as Cody Jinks, but it's same level of countryness, not talent, because no one's on that.
No
level.
One's there. It's just him. Yeah.
Yeah, but that EP I suggest listening to if you kind of like the folk indie. Even if you're listening to this podcast just to support us and you don't even like country, you just like listening to us say dumb stuff and hear Kevin say fuck 70 times.
We haven't done the swear counter in a couple episodes, and I'm kind of curious. But I also don't feel like listening back through and just taking notes while we're doing it. So.
If we ever get a following, maybe we can have a loyal listener do that, but... But
I also feel like I haven't dropped nearly that many.
No, definitely not 70. But they're also kind of I wrote down that they're kind of like Sugarland, not in terms of sound. No, not in terms of sound. They're in terms of only the guy sings. She just kind of sings backup. So they're a duo, but she never sings lead. Like how whatever the Christian Kane or whatever that guy's name, what the hell his name was, in Sugarland, he never sang. He was just kind of playing guitar and was in the background of every music video for some reason. Like that's kind of what she is in the duo. And the other thing, I know it's not really what we're listening to, but I've been watching Iron Fist.
We can talk about that.
I mean, 'cause, like I said, the technical name of this podcast is country music and other random shit.
That's fair. Time for a random shit segment.
I'm one episode away from finishing it, and the reviews are definitely way harsher than they should be. It's a good show, but it is definitely the weakest.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I've been watching it, but like I think I'm only like 6 episodes into the season. There's like what 12,
13
in season 13, and it's just because like it's not good enough. Whereas the other ones from the Marvel, whatever the hell they're going to be called,
MCU, the Marvel.
Well, no, like whatever the hell they're going to. They're
the Defenders.
Yeah. So like all the other ones, the Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Daredevil, like all of those have been good enough where like as soon as I finish an episode, I want to watch another one.
Yeah.
And this one, I'm kind of like just getting through.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I don't know if it's just because like it's the 4th one of these people, and I've kind of like had enough of them talking about the same like unknown random enemy out there. Like, but like it also just like I don't know, just not that. It's just not as good.
Yeah, and it's also the same where it has the stupid like little subtle things where they kind of have to be like it's like not even clever. They'll just be like, oh yeah, it's like, remember the big green guy? And it's like, yeah, we know you're talking about the Incredible Hulk. You don't have to be so like sly about how you say it in the show. We get it. We get it. Like, and then in Jessica Jones, she's like, I don't know, ask the guy with the hammer or the shield. I'm like, Captain America and Thor, we get it. You're in the same universe as it. But the thing that pisses me off, I don't know, obviously I haven't seen the last episode yet, so I don't know if it's there or not. But
yes. Fucking gay as hell.
Is he fights a dragon in the comics, which is how he gets his power, and all they've done is talk about how he's fought the dragon. I'm like, you need to show him fight the dragon, because that's cool, but obviously they don't want to use a CGI budget to make a dragon, and it makes me sad.
Trying to catch the dragon.
Heroin hero. But yeah, it's just.
Wait, how long have they been talking about him fighting a dragon? Because I have gathered zero of that, so maybe I'm just not.
I don't know. Maybe you haven't gotten to an episode, but that's how he gets the fist. He defeats I can't remember what the name.
Oh, so so far he's used his glowing yellow fist like a grand total of like 3 times.
I know
I'm sitting here just like, what is this show trying to do?
That's
Luke
also
Cage got shot 100,000 times, and he's like, look how bulletproof he is. And Jessica Jones did the same sort of shit. Daredevil goes out and fights all the time. Fucking Iron Fist is just like, I can have a glowing fist that can like punch through shit.
He does use it more.
Instead, I'm just gonna go to work.
But yeah, that's also my complaint about all the Netflix shows is that they like in the comics they're all super cool heroes. Except I don't know anything about Jessica Jones really, but like Daredevil and Luke Cage and Iron Fist are all these really good superheroes, and they've just nerfed them for the show, and it bums me. Like Daredevil season 1, he was getting his ass kicked, which is fine because it's kind of an origin, so he needs to be weaker so he can get stronger. But then in season 2, he's kicking everyone's ass, which is awesome. And then Punisher was amazing, but yeah, I can't wait for that show to come out later this year. But and then they nerfed Luke Cage by like he's supposed to be this indestructible being, and
then they shoot him with a bullet that can actually kill him, and then he spends 3 episodes like dying.
Yeah, and then the very first season of the show, they already introduces kryptonite, and it's like, are you kidding me? And then, of course, people are still like, "Oh, they need to be in the Avengers movie." I'm like, "No, they get their ass kicked. They can hardly defend New York." Like, it's I just like I love the shows, but there are 3 of them. Luke Cage it's definitely Daredevil's the best. Jessica Jones is second, a close second, and then Luke Cage, and then Iron Fist, in my opinion. But it's just. They just nerfed the characters too much because Daredevil's supposed to be on par with like Spider-Man in terms of fighting.
I don't know what that means.
Because you know how in the show he's
an analogy that makes no sense.
Well, you know how like Spider-Man is super strong and can fight really good villains.
Yeah, but he's also a teenager that's never had any training, so it makes no sense to me.
Well, yeah. Well, he has superpowers. Just let it be. But I know. But like, it's just that Daredevil's supposed to be a better fighter than he is, and it's just kind of annoying that he's kind of a weakling. And I know they're trying to make it real and all that crap, but it bothers me. But overall, Iron Fist is worth watching. Of course, I think the majority of the bad reviews came from people who aren't realizing how racist they are to think that it should be an Asian person playing him, because I think Finn Jones is a good Iron Fist. I think the character of Iron Fist is kind of weak because he's just another one of those like, we don't kill, we can't be on their level, like that cliche superhero that we've seen so many times.
Yeah, he does seem just kind of like he's a giant pussy who's really good at fighting. So it's just kind of like, I don't really like that combo.
Yeah, it's so the whole it's not a bad, but it's not good. I just can't did you hear about all that stupid stuff about they're whitewashing him and all that?
Yeah, no, I did hear about that because it was when it was announced who was playing him. Like honestly, and I
Finn
didn't,
Jones.
I don't know shit about any of these Marvel people outside of what is just on.
Well,
fucking Netflix.
Spoiler alert, the character Danny Rand, who he plays, is a white person, so...
Well, yeah, and so, like, that's what you told me, and I was just like, so people are getting pissed off because there's a character who's
white,
doing a lot of martial arts and shit, and they casted a white guy, and they're just like, why is it an Asian person? This is terrible. It's like, that's more racist to say that.
Exactly.
If
he was an Asian character and they made him white, then yeah, I could see that, but it's like... But then I also love when like if they make like in the new Deadpool movie, they're having Domino be played, who's a she's a very pale character in the comics. She's being played by a black person. I don't know what her name is, but I don't care that they cast her as it because I don't give a shit. But I like when they do that
because I don't know who that character is, and I do not care.
All I know is
the show does not suck. Just say show or movie.
Movie. You said show, but yes, movie. But yeah, so as long as the movie's good, I don't care. But the whole but yeah, so everyone, like, they'll make a big deal. It's like, oh, they hired a black lady to play a white character, and everyone's like, oh my god, that's crazy. But then when they have a white woman play what an Asian man played in Doctor Strange of Tilda Swinton, they're like, oh my god, they're whitewashing. Why are they making it white? I'm like, well, it's a woman, and you guys complain that women aren't in movies, but because it's a white woman,
people should just make good stuff, like make good movies, make good shows. I don't really give a shit who's in them.
It's like Wong in Doctor Strange is played by an Asian, and he's Asian in the comics. You guys didn't talk about how good it was that they hired an Asian guy to play an Asian person.
Well, maybe they did. Maybe they're just like, fucking Wong, man. Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. But I just love. I don't know. I'm a privileged white person. What do I know?
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's our Marvel minute.
Yeah, that was Steve's ranting about the things that he cares a lot about, and I just I'm here.
If anyone doesn't know, I like nerdy things a lot, but
quite a bit.
We had discussed. I mean, obviously, we're not announcing anything because it's not happening. We were saying if we ever want to, we were thinking of maybe one day doing an entertainment podcast of movies and stuff, but who knows? We need people to listen to
15 more followers.
Yeah, we need people to start listening to this podcast before we decide to make another one.
But in all seriousness, I love that people actually do listen to this, even if it drops down to 5 by the time that this episode comes out.
Yeah,
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, we're definitely
it's awesome.
Yeah, we're definitely not knocking the people who are listening. It's just because obviously we didn't expect this many to listen. Obviously, we just want more to listen because we want our voices to be heard because we're important. Just kidding, we're not. As I said in the very first episode or on the bio or whatever, I said we are 2 unqualified idiots who rant about stuff we hate. So
basically what I do on a normal day, but now we record it so that people who don't get the pleasure of being near me when I'm ranting during the day, now you get my rantings more.
Exactly. All right. Anyways, let's do some plugs. Scott Arkman, play the plug theme. No, okay. This isn't this isn't
plug. Our theme now is the sound when you get a star in Mario Kart forever.
Or any Mario game ever. Anyway.
Well, I don't play all of them. I just like Mario Kart. Okay, other random thing. Kart's the best one ever.
Well, yeah,
also,
obviously.
Drunk Kart is the greatest game to play while karting.
Speaking of which, we should get the Mario Kart game for 3DS so we could play online together.
I was totally going to do that and then say we should drunk kart through the 3DS online.
Or it'd be sweet. This is interesting for everyone. I guess there's like a download play feature where if you're in the same room and only one person has the game, you could connect to my Game Boy and we could play it together even though you don't have it on your system.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that's pretty legit. So if we ever get multiplayers like games like that, we could definitely do that sometime. But anyway, we have a shirt. We have a shirt. No one's bought it. I don't care, but I'm still gonna plug it anyway because I think it's funny and I want to make money.
I think it's funny too, and I have forgotten to buy it still.
Oh yeah, I don't care. It didn't cost me anything to make, so I don't really care. Yeah. Well, the thing I forgot about this. As I told you, I finally understand why podcasts ask people to support them with money because I just found out that SoundCloud is not free. It is kind of, but it's not super free. So I had to join like their Pro Unlimited so I could be able to
professionals.
Now we're paying for this podcast, which means that it's a real podcast. So I have to pay a monthly fee for us to upload this.
So basically, if anyone's got ideas on where we can get actual advertisements, We are looking.
More listeners. It means that people are going to want to advertise to you, and then you get to hear me and Kevin talk about Loot Crate or Blue Apron or something, which would be fun. And then we could pay, because obviously we didn't make this wanting to make a profit, and I don't think we'll ever make a profit off it. But if we could just pay for it to get uploaded, I'd be more than happy with just that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
but for the time being, we still love making this thing, so we're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah,
they can't keep us down.
Yeah, so anyone wants to support us, then maybe one day we'll find out how you could do that if we have people who actually want to. If not, whatever, who cares? Other than that, I got the shirt on tpublic.com/user/Clifftron if you want to buy that. Otherwise, you could find us on Facebook, the Twatters, the Instas, the SoundClouds, all the Hodgecast. You can email us at thehodgecast@gmail.com. I am facebook.com/SteveHodgeMusic, our Twitter, Steve Hodge Music, and then Kevin can be found on the Twatters at Trarchford.
That is correct.
And as I do this, I will... Yeah! Play Nintendo DS! Alright, so next week we will be talking about Sam Hunt. So look out for that one.
Stay tuned.
And then, so until next week, I'm Steve Hodge, and this is with Kevin Hodge. Until next week, goodbye, good night, and good Charlotte.
Love you.